Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be talking about questions that you should ask when interviewing a property management company. You want to be well informed before taking a decision. This is Lavinia with Top-Notch Property Management. It's never easy to let someone manage your property. So you want to know their management style. How often do they communicate with the tenant? How often do they check on the property? Do they have only one annual walkthrough, or they will get inside the property 2 or 3 times per year? You want to see if they have an online portal where they will be able to generate reports for you and you can check all the information yourself. You also want to ask about their team. This is how you will understand how big is their company. And you will see if they have somebody dedicated to maintenance, somebody dedicated to do showings, or there is only one person overseeing the property and its needs. And both scenarios are right. But experience shows that when one single dedicated person takes care of the property, they can oversee all the needs of the property and no issues can slip away unresolved. So it's somehow better to have one dedicated person for your property's needs, who will take care of maintenance requests and showings and everything that is related to your property. You also want to ask them how many doors do they manage to understand if the number of their staff can take care of all the properties that they manage. There has to be a balance. Too many properties and too little staff will automatically tell you that they won't have too much time to take care of the needs of your property. You also want to ask them how many tenants they evicted in the last year or so. And the correct answer should be a really low number or 0, because that means that they have a great screening process and they don't allow tenants who are not capable to pay the rent inside your property. So if the answer is 0 or a low number, then that means they have a great screening process. You can also ask them how much do they have currently in past due rent, and the preferred answer is 0. Again, it goes back to the screening process. Ask them what other services do they offer. It is only property management or it is a full real estate brokerage. Both answers are okay. You just want to know what to expect in case you want to sell or buy a property. Even if they're not a full real estate brokerage, they can for sure refer you to a professional real estate agent. So don't worry about that. In this business, it's all about referrals. And for sure, they have one or maybe more real estate agents that they are collaborating with as well. What are their fees? Do they have a flat fee or there's a percentage? Usually the percentage is anywhere between 8 to 12%. And of course, discounts should be offered if you have more than one property. Cheap is not always the answer, so make sure that that's not the only criteria that you use in scrutinizing the property management companies. You can ask for references, call them, check online, see their reviews, ask around, especially if you're in a smaller community. For sure, people will know about them and they'll be able to give you referrals. You can ask for how long have they been in business, but it shouldn't be a deal breaker. If they're a new company, if they have a right attitude and approach, their enthusiasm, dedication, and care can over-deliver compared to somebody who's already working in the business for so many years and maybe they're fed up. Who knows? You want to check what exactly do they charge. It's only the lease fee, application fee, and property management fee? Or do they have extra fees like startup fee or onboarding fee, marketing fee? They should be upfront and transparent. And also ask them what they charge the owner and what they charge the tenant, because some of them they charge the tenant for extra stuff as well, and then they make it a bit harder for your property to be rented. Ask them if there were moments when they bended the rules for tenants. This is important because if the answer is yes, then you don't necessarily want to work with them. You want to have a property management company who is firm, respectful, but they will not deviate from their rules and regulations. Ask them why they became a property manager or why they own a property management company and if they like it. And of course, nobody will say, "Oh my God, I hate it. I'm glad you asked. I really wanted to vent it out." But you will feel from their response if they are passionate about it or not. And people who enjoy what they do, they will excel at it. Yes! You can also ask about what financial institutions they are using, what they charge for evictions, how long does it take to turn a property around in between tenants, if they conduct credit and criminal background checks on prospective tenants, which if they don't, that's a big red flag. It is a must. You have to know what kind of tenants will be placed in your property. Also ask them if they start advertising the property while it's occupied or they are waiting until it's vacant, because if they are waiting, then best believe you'll have a longer period of vacancy and you don't want that. They should be advertising and showing the property while the tenant is still there if they know that their lease will not be renewed. Also check if they are performing a move-in move-out inspection with photos. This will save you in case the property will get damaged in the process of being rented for the lease period. If there are no pictures to prove that the damages weren't there when the tenants moved in, then you can't force them to pay for it. Ask them if they offer a tenant placement guarantee, and what that means is that if a tenant will leave or will be evicted before the lease expires, then you shouldn't be charged again a placement fee for a new tenant. If a tenant decides to leave before their lease agreement will end or has to be evicted, that is due to a bad screening process, so that's not on you. Ask about their process of maintenance. You want to know if there is a threshold dollar amount on the repairs above which they will call you in case they have to repair or replace something. Ask them if they're using a handyman or an outside vendor and if they add a markup to the vendor's bill or they just pass along the cost they get from the outside vendor. What are their policy when it comes to repairs? Do they prefer cheap solutions or they will go for a more expensive but lasting solutions? And that's something that you can agree upon together, because maybe their current landlords prefer to opt for cheaper solutions and they don't want to spend too much money, although they explain that that's not a very lasting solution. So maybe it's not up to them and that's not necessarily their preferred way of going about repairs. So if you express your desire of fixing stuff with quality materials because you want a lasting repair, then I'm sure they will tailor it according to your needs and wants. This business is usually tailored by the customer's needs, and no two customers will have the same desires when it comes to managing their properties and, most important, when it comes to spending their money. Alright guys, this was sweet and short like always. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please share, like and subscribe. And down below you'll have my email and our website in case you want to check us out and contact us because you have a property that needs to be managed by professionals that will take care of it as it's their own. Alright guys, and until next time, have a great day!